we have yet another opportunity to review, to reflect, and look ahead into the future. Something very important happened during the week. I'm talking about the Black Stars securing qualification for yet another Africa Cup of Nations. Now, there are many conversations to have. The performance on the day, how the Black Stars bounced back from the loss, and what generally the team is looking like when it comes to quality and when it comes to material. Is this the kind of material that we require to go and conquer the African continent, going into a fifth title? And is this the time when the Black Stars can probably do something major after 40 years? Well, all of these conversations we will have here with somebody who's been on the terrain before with the Black Stars and other major terrains and knows what it means to be donning the national jersey. Would also be asking his specialist thoughts about some of the criticism that has been laid on the doorsteps of some individual players within the team, which sometimes generates massive conversations on social media as well. That's the reason why you always have to join us. Remember that without you, we here at Joy Sports do not have a show. Without you, the Joy Sports link can never exist. That's the reason why you'd always have to remember that it's +233 55 11 11 997. That is the sacred chorus that we sing here when it comes to messaging. So it's +233 55 11 11 997. We'll wait your messages. Let's get interactive. Let's have this conversation and let's do this together. Away from this big conversation about the Black Stars as well, would also delve into a few things. Well, we'll talk about the ongoing Olympic qualifiers in Senegal for boxing. Remember that Ghana's biggest, achievements on the multi-sport stage around the world has come from boxing. And so if the national team is in qualifiers, we need to also throw massive focus on them. As we speak, some of our boxers are getting ready to mount the ring to start their respective campaigns. We will go there in about half an hour to get live updates from the ground in Dakar, Senegal. Away from that as well, last Sunday, just about 6 days ago, Ghana did something historic in world sport, and that is the hosting or the start of the very first edition of the African Paralympic Games. A good thing too is that the current leader or the current president of the Paralympic Committee of Africa is a Ghanaian. Samson Dean led his charges together with the LOC, and there's been smooth organization so far. What we'd like to do is to bring updates in terms of performance and what it's looking like on the medal table. Is Ghana able to stage and win this as well? All of these are major conversations we're going to be having later today on the Joy Sports Link. My name is Nathaniel Attoh, and as always, I'm backed by the rest of the Joy Sports team. Join us. Let's have this conversation together. This is the Joy Sports Link here on Joy 99.7 FM. And remember, we're also reaching the worldwide audience via our stream on YouTube. Just type in the Joy Sports Link with Nathaniel Attoh anywhere, and you're going to get us. Let's get these messages, and after that, we get down to the big conversations. This is the Joy Sports Link.
1xBet Jackpot is here with weekly massive prizes up for grabs. All you have to do is place your bets on any sports game and stand a chance to win. Simply register at 1xbet.com.gh. Use promo code JackpotGhana and place your bets. 1xBet is your key to great victories. Feel like a winner. 1xBet. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly. Not for person under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
This is my fight song. Take back my life.
Ever wondered about the magic behind your favorite apps? How about the marvels of artificial intelligence? I know many have been left curious, if not puzzled, about the systems that run the world. Save your wandering minds, because Geek Squad has got you covered. On the all-new Geek Squad with me, Perpetual Adobia Brichu, we will translate the techno bubble into engaging and relatable conversations. It will be an arena for both tech wits and digital newbies. Join us this and every Tuesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we speak to industry insiders, break down complex concepts, and share the latest trends that are shaping up our digital future. Geek Squad isn't just a show. It's your platform to becoming the tech guru you never knew you could be. Geek Squad will trigger the geek in you.
This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song.
Joy 99.7 FM.
All right, so we're getting into the conversations as I mentioned in a little bit. The unfortunate news coming from Morocco is that another earthquake has struck in that a North African country, specifically around the city of Marrakesh. And it's running into hundreds of deaths, unfortunately. And relating to this particular story on this platform, we do remember that Morocco was the best performing African team at the last FIFA World Cup in Qatar, and also have now registered their names as the highest performing African team on the stage of the senior FIFA World Cup. The last two editions of the CAF Champions League was won by a Moroccan club. There's a lot of football interests. There's a big industry in Morocco. But the more important thing here is that there are loads and loads and thousands of people who follow this game with a lot of passion week in, week out. And so this is not only a Moroccan problem, it is an African problem. We've been doing a bit of analysis on what this unfortunate circumstance or this unfortunate natural disaster could be having on Morocco's football. On the brighter side of things, though, I am excited today, like always, but I have a bit of extra verve today because during the week, my mother celebrated her birthday. My eldest brother, Albert, also celebrated his birthday in Sydney, Australia. So my mother's called Esther, you know. And these two people, you know, aside all the other things that they've done to touch my emotions and shape my life, have been doing something very special. Now, what is it? You know, every child likes that, you know. And from time to time, they give you different amounts of cash to do some of the things that you want to do as a child. You know what I'm talking about, right? Everybody has been there before. So my mother, Esther, and my brother, Albert, are very good with doing that. So talk about cash, as in the word cash, C-A-S-H. People are also winning cash. People are winning some moolah cash. So are you ready to be part of the several winners who are winning some very, very good cash? Game Park Limited, the newest lottery operator in Ghana, brings to you the Pick 4 game. Pick up your phones and dial *946# on all networks and select 4 numbers from 0 to 9. You can also play on our website. It's www.gameparkgames.com. www.gameparkgames.com. And Android users can also download this app from the website is gameparkgames.com. And guess what? You can also watch the live draws on Adum TV at 9 a.m. and midday and 6 p.m. daily. I'm talking about Monday to Sunday. So let's play this game and cash out some good moolah, Charlie. So Game Park Games, more moolah, more power. This game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority and it's not for persons under the age of 18. So as I mentioned, we'll be doing 3 key things later on, during the show. We'll be going over to Senegal to get live updates because 2 of our boxers are engaged in action between now and 1 p.m. And remember, victories for them would be very important in getting them to the next stage of qualification for the next Olympic Games in Paris next year. He's registered 44 caps for the Black Stars of Ghana. He's featured at the 2010 and 2014 FIFA World Cups. Before that, he had done something significant with a set of very, very highly inspired and energized young players in the national under-20 football team, the Black Satellites. I'm talking about conquering the whole of Africa and conquering the whole of the world for the very first time for Ghana and for Africa. You do remember the under-20 FIFA World Cup in Rwanda, right? Great stuff. No, it was in Egypt. The African Championship was in Rwanda. He's played in the UEFA Champions League. He knows the terrain well. He's played in Europe. He's played football in America as well. He's come back to give back to the Ghana Premier League. Very, very important as well. And today he is our guest as we review what we saw, at the Babayara Stadium as the Black Stars saw off CAR, the Central African Republic, with a 2-1 result to seal qualification to yet another Africa Cup of Nations. Let me just bring you some quick statistics between the year 2000 and now. So in 2000, Ghana and Nigeria co-hosted and Ghana qualified. In Mali 2002, Ghana was present. In Tunisia 2004, Ghana was not present. In 2006 in Egypt, Ghana was present. And of course, Ghana hosted in 2008 and finished third. Of course, in Angola in 2010, Ghana made it to the final but was denied yet another title by Egypt. In Gabon and Equatorial Guinea in 2012, Ghana made it. In South Africa 2013 as well, Ghana was there. In Equatorial Guinea in 2015, Ghana was there. In Gabon 2017, Ghana was present. In Egypt 2019, Ghana was present. And of course, in Cameroon 2021, Ghana was present. And by the grace of God, by hard work, Ghana will be there to answer the roll call for the next Africa Cup of Nations in Côte d'Ivoire. What are the concerns? What are the positives? How well do we need to plan for this particular one to make sure that we make impact? That will be the focus of the conversation this afternoon here on the Joy Sports Link on Joy 99.7 FM. My guest, Samuel Inkum, in a second here on the show. And guess what? Of course, we're in the mode of victory still. There's a bigger victory awaiting us, but we need to do a couple of things very, very importantly. So here in the studio with me is the man Samuel Inkum. Samuel, good to see you.
Thank you, my brother.
And you look good. You look good.
I'm learning from you, brother.
Look, I've been following what you do for fitness.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm asking myself, okay, so is this guy a wrestler? Is he, is he a boxer? Is he a footballer? That's some intense stuff.
Yeah, because that is my job and I have to cherish what I do. You understand? So I will not wait for a coach to tell me we have training before I'll get a good shape and try to do it myself.
I see. Interesting stuff. You look good. You look real trim and good and very classy and trendy, man. Hope the family's doing good. The kids and your wife. And, well, all right. Look, we all watched the game on Thursday, and we got an awakening. I mean, as we went through the game, we got a wake-up call by Central African Republic, and of course, nations that do not necessarily have the pedigree when it comes to achievements and all of that on the continent have popped up surprises in recent editions of the Africa Cup of Nations and in qualifiers as well. So I was not too surprised. I'm sure you were not surprised as well, because you have been in the situation before. What are your general thoughts about the performance of the Black Stars on the day?
First of all, I just want to also let you know that football have developed in such a way that now we don't have even a lower country anymore in terms of football. Because now there's a lot of development, a lot of good coaches around. So, and also everybody know Ghana. When we talk about Ghana in terms of football, everybody know the kind of country we are. So anybody who is coming to play against Ghana, they will do everything. You know, they will do everything to beat Ghana, because it's going to be big achievement for them. Because if I'm not wrong, we have qualified 4 times World Cup. So we are all looking for like this generation that they can also win the Cup of Nations for us. We went to final. You know, we couldn't take the cup, but I just want to say in general that any country that who is going to play against Ghana, they want to do extra to beat Ghana.
You've been in the finals before, and I'm throwing back to that day when we huffed and puffed, we kept pushing, but it just didn't go our way on the day. Obviously, because you and most of the squad were new to the terrain, but have done something very remarkable. Now, let's talk about the general play. I mean, there are those who have the view that the Black Stars will get it right in terms of the cohesive play and all of that sometime soon. There are those who also think, oh no, we need to be consistent, and now they start turning their frustrations on individual players because maybe they did not get it right on the day.
Yes, you are right. I know everybody have his opinion. Everybody like this player. Some of them like this player. Some of them doesn't like. At the end of the day, for me, in my opinion, the most important thing is that we won and we have qualified. And also, people are also blaming the coach. The performance is no good. It's not. I believe that no coach will sign a contract that I will not perform. You understand? Every coach wants to sign a contract to perform, to change the mindset of the players, to change the mentality of the play. So I think, from my point of view, I was waiting for the team to qualify, and which we did. So first of all, I have to congratulate them, or I want to say a big congrats to them. Well done. Both the team, the playing body, the technical team, and the management and FA as well. I have to say a big thank you to them, because they have done what Ghanaians were looking for. And I think we don't have to go to the extent that start blaming individual players, especially Baba Rahman.
Let's talk about the Baba Rahman subject. I mean, Baba Rahman, in the Qatar, World Cup, made a few blunders, and at certain points as well, set up play for goals and all of that. Yeah. Now, what do you make of the criticism leveled, against him in particular?
Yeah, I want to talk too much about this boy, because we shouldn't forget that he's young. He has so much time to develop. He got injured, if I'm not wrong. He was loaned up and down. Now he has got a permanent club that he's playing. And I believe that this left back have big future, in my opinion. It will take time for him to get his rhythm. Even the game that we played in Kumasi, he was not bad. He was not bad at all, in my opinion. Because at the end of the day, what are we looking for? We have to play as a team, and no player will play extra because the coach have given them instructions what to do on the pitch. And I think before the second half, he was even overlapped. He was going in front. The kind of style that we play as a Ghana team, if you have a striker, like we're having Jan, we know Jan is good in the air. Jan is proper finisher, you know. And if the service are not going, do you expect Inaki to score? It's impossible. We have to give them a good service. That is why I love Baba Rahman when I see him going forward. In my opinion, I think it's a young chap that we have to take our time for him. We have to encourage him. We have to give him confidence for him to play. Because of that game, he was my best player, to be honest.
He was your best player on the day?
In my opinion, he was my... We don't have to damn the spirit of the players.
Tell me about your own personal experiences in the Black Stars. How have you handled these kinds of situations? Because what I always do is that whenever there's a game, what I do is that I look at it from various angles, from the point of view of a journalist, which I am, and then I switch myself from this situation to a fan, and then I try to picture myself in the shoes of the player, you guys on the pitch. How have you handled it over the years? I mean, when it doesn't go well, I mean,
it's not easy though. I think Ghana, you know, we are about 30 million now, and everybody's a coach. Everybody have right to say whatever he feel like. And for me, in my opinion, I have this I would say tiger heart. You understand? I don't let certain things to damp my spirit. I don't the day when I play football and after the football game and you say, oh, you didn't play nothing, I would never say that. I would not even open my mouth. I would just say, okay, I'll go and watch the game again, check the mistakes, what I did and which is wrong. Then I will make sure the next call up or next game I will not repeat it again. So this is the kind of guy I am. But we have some players that they can't take it. They can't take this anymore. Some players will not even, they don't want to even come and play anymore. I remember when I was in Black Stars, there were a whole lot in my side. But I took it in a good faith, said to myself that I don't dare.
Can you give me like one or two specific examples of what people said to you on days when it didn't go well?
Oh, I think it's a couple of times. We played one game, I think, in Kumasi against Benin. And I was not left back, you know, but they put me as left back because I think the winger was also very fast and they want somebody who can also
run with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Milovan told me that game I will play as left back because now football is all about rules now or roles now. You understand? So you have to listen to whatever the coach will give you, the assignment that the coach will give you.
Sure.
So when I started, I was feeling a little bit, I was struggling, you know, because that is not my favorite position. So the noise were coming, you understand? Why are you forcing him to play left back? Why are you doing this? He can't even cross with his left foot. You understand what I mean? Some people are also saying a lot of words that, you know, if you are not
unprintable,
strong, you understand? You know. Also, we played against, I think my first game I played for Black Stars was Tunisia friendly game in Accra, and I came in as substitute. I came, I think, 10 minutes or 20 minutes. My first touch was away, second was away. Then you see the fans, they were hearing everywhere. You know, like, you know, what's something like that. You understand? But that does not let me say myself that, oh, I can play. I know myself. To be in even the team like Black Stars, you have to count yourself lucky to be there. So I just want to also say to Baba that he shouldn't let this kind of stuff to damp his spirit. For me, he's unique. This is the time now he have to stay focused. This is the time that people around him have to start talking to him, encourage him, motivate him. He have to push harder. And I believe if he continue doing that, he will be the best left back that we have in the Black Stars team.
Here on the Joy Sports, Lincoln Joy 99.7 FM. You keep your messages coming. Samuel Inkum is my guest. We're doing a review of what we saw of the Black Stars against the Central African Republic on Thursday at the Babara Stadium. Remember, we brought you live commentary and analysis here on Joy 99.7 FM. What we want to do is look at some key points and also move the discussion forward about getting ourselves ready for the African showpiece in Cote d'Ivoire, early next year. So it's 055 1111997, 055 1111997. In about a quarter of an hour, would also cross over to Dakar, Senegal, and have an update of the Black Bombers and the Black Hitters who are in competition for places at the next Olympic Games in Paris, France. You mentioned Inaki Williams. Inaki Williams has not been Inaki Williams' job description on the pitch is to score goals. Yeah. Since he made the decision to switch and play for the Black Stars, he hasn't been lucky. What do you make of the conversations around him? There were a few subtle boos as well in the stands, which I found a bit unfortunate, because Kumasi is not known for that. Kumasi, you are a Kumasi boy. You've played in Kumasi. And the reason why we take these games to Kumasi is because of the encouragement they give the players.
And I think Kumasi, they are not fan of doing this. I've played for Asante Kotoko, and I know what they can do. Even when the game is not going well, for we the players, they always lift us up. They scream. You understand what I mean? So when I also got to know that, I watched the video. I've watched it several times this morning. I don't understand. But at the end of the day, I know there was a lot of tension also in the game, because that is the game that can let us play next Cup of Nations. So about Iñaki as well, he's a proper finisher. If you watch the team that he's playing, I think they build the team around him because he knows how to score. He got good service as well. I'm not saying that we don't have players who can supply good balls to him. This is where I think we have to also look at. If we want everybody to know that we have Iñaki, I think we have to serve him. That's why Asamoah Gyan was unique. You understand? Because the crosses will come. Good passes will come. We don't have to blame him too much, because he came in to score. He have to be as a team player. If he cannot score, if he can also give a pass to colleague like what Semenyo did, was amazing. That is called a teamwork. So we are putting more pressure on him for him to score, but we shouldn't also forget that he have to also get good service as well. So that is what I can say about it. And the team in general, I think it was a game plan. I'm not seeing anything bad. I saw that it was totally a game plan. We needed one point to qualify. When we get the 3, it's plus. We still qualify. They play according to instructions, and when you check, when even the 3 changes came or the 2 changes came, you can see that the ball was flowing. Everybody was enjoying it.
I see.
So it tells you that this coach, when we give him chance, he can take us to our promised land. Football, what I've seen in football is that we have to encourage the coach. We have to motivate him. Sometimes it's not we all make mistakes. It's not a football per se. We all make mistakes. So if we all can also understand that, okay, this position, that position, I got it wrong, then you can learn from it. Then we can move forward.
Move forward indeed, and as I mentioned, I'll be sharing some of the messages with you, but just keep them coming. It's 055 1111997, 055 1111997. Remember, we're also streaming on YouTube live, so you can join us from anywhere in the world. Samuel Inkum is my guest. He's played at the Africa Cup of Nations, the FIFA World Cup, and has also won the Under 20 FIFA World Cup. He started his foundations from the Ghana Premier League and has returned to contribute through Accra Hearts Evoke. Let me read some messages on my personal Facebook wall when I just wrote a post. I wrote a post I put up a post when the Black Stars wrapped up that game, and this is what I wrote. Cote d'Ivoire is a done deal now. What are the positives you are drawing from this performance? What do we need to change about the Black Stars? And these are the comments that came. This is from Kojo Mari. He says, we need to camp them for a long time, and we need good teamwork. Babara Man should not start. Okay, so this is from, Now, Emmanuel K. Botre put the message in two parts. The first one said, positives. I think the coach's changes were on point, and something I've not seen from a Ghanaian coach in a long time. Changes. So under changes, this is what Emmanuel K. Botre wrote. Our left back and right back should be players who ended the game. Babara Man has no business starting for us. Why should Gideon Mensah sit on the bench for him to start? Okay. And then he goes ahead to say, our team has a huge future. We need to maintain these players for them to play together for a long time. This kind of squad will play one game, then another, then you see how complete the new squad can be, and they cannot be stopped. At least we need a core team constantly. Okay, Lawrence, well, I'm sure he's referring to Lawrence Atizigi, the goalkeeper. Well, would talk about that. Also, Bernard Boateng says, what was Jordan and Babara Man doing on the pitch? Okay. There's another one that says, we've got the players. All we need to do is to encourage them and stop our usual blame game. Francis Ajekisi says, train more and play more matches together. Felix Adai in Ohio, USA says, positives. Well, were there any? Well, maybe we know we should give Semenyo more time and not Jordan. Well, the more I talk about him, I can become an enemy. So this is not a tournament winning performance. I'm sorry. Okay. Dela Mensah says they need to play together many times before the main tournament. They need to blend well. Then this other one is pretty lengthy. I'll go through it as quickly as I can. Helsing Kwame Netlove says, Nathaniel, Chris Hughton should note that the Black Stars is not an individual team. We should all note that the best players are fit for each position. Why should we choose Babara Man ahead of Gideon Mensah? There's no fairness in Ghana. Those who deserve the positions are not put there for individual interests. We all saw the difference between Babara Man and Gideon Mensah. Those who deserve should always play, but not individual interests. Now, Stella Akusika says this very interesting one and says, we won, so case closed. Let's talk about that as well. You know, they always say sometimes that, it doesn't start well, but what are we looking for? We're looking for the 3 points. It's been achieved. So, hey, why should we be beating ourselves up unfairly and unnecessarily?
Like what I said, everybody have his own opinion. But the most important thing, like the lady said, we have won. Moving forward is the most important thing. And I think that the coaches are, even this game, they want to also assess some players. They also want to know the kind of players that they can go and represent us in the Cup of Nations. You understand? So, such games, for instance, we won't win. And also they have confidence. And we Ghanaians also have confidence that at the end of the day, we are going to qualify. So, he also have to see some players that they can also come to the team to play a big impact. You understand what I mean? So, the most important thing is that we have to be happy. The guys have done good job. They have done well. The technical team, the coaches, the FA, Kurt and his staff, they have done very well. That's the most important thing. Now we have to celebrate it. Then moving forward, they know the kind of thing that they have to do. It shouldn't be always fine. You understand what I mean? This time around, they're supposed to prepare very well. Prepare very well. And they know what I'm talking about. The technical team know what I'm talking about.
And preparing very well has to be placed in context, because we're doing all of this in the face of the very demanding seasons. You've been there before, the very demanding seasons in Europe. Unfortunately, Thomas Partey is going to be out for a couple of weeks, and all of it is because the season is active and they're playing game in, game out.
That is also a very huge point, that sometimes they don't cherish our African Cups. You understand? The African Cup, they have Euro. They play Euros. You understand? They know that this kind of tournament is important for them. We have to also let them know that African Cup is important for us. Like Thomas Partey, for instance, he got injured. He's supposed to come and make the country proud, but he got injured. You can't blame him. But we have to also, this is the time we have to put it in their head that, hey, African Cup is very important for us, for you as a player. It has value. If you don't value ourselves, that is where the problem comes. Because they think, let me use this, they think Ghana leg, oh, Ghana leg. No, this is what we have. If we cherish what we have, it will be very important for us. But if you don't cherish what we have, that is where somebody will not also like your leg, or somebody will not also cherish your leg, because they think that, okay, you are playing Ghana league, then you have to even come to trials in Europe, because they are not seeing the league that has high level in terms of football in Europe. So you go there and you go for trials maybe a few weeks before the team can sign you. But we have to prove to them, if the same league I went to Basel, I started playing Champions League, the same league give everybody know our captain Steven Tonari Apea to play Juventus, the same league Asamoah Gyan, the same league Michael Essien. So we supposed to know we have something. This is something that we have to pay too much attention with. You understand what I mean? So this is what I can say, my brother.
Samuel Lincoln here on the Joy Sports Lincoln Joy 99.7 FM. Some more of your messages to share with you. This one comes from Ani Osabute. He says about Inaki not scoring. You remember the tweet Asamoah Gyan put up when he said a striker's frustration is when he makes a run and the ball doesn't get to him. Inaki makes great runs, but for whatever reason, the ball doesn't get to him. How do folks expect him to score? Thank you very much, Ani Osabute, for that message. There's another one here from Kofi in Kaswa. He says, Baba Rahman's problem with the fans is that some people have managed to convince a section of Ghanaians that Baba is in the Black Stars because of Ketu Kweku, and that he does not merit selection to the Black Stars. Some Ghanaians have swallowed that perception. Thank you very much, Kofi in Kaswa. Now, good afternoon, Nat. Great program. I love my sports. As Ghanaians, we should be patient. It will end in praise. But if we put in the hard work, the current squad is good. Abna in Oyibi sent this message. Abna, I'm very grateful for that message. Now, let's take a listen to this one from Charles Benoni Okine. Charles Benoni Okine is an editor at the Graphic Communications Group and also the Greater Accra chairman of the Ghana Journalists Association. He says, know that we are not novices when it comes to the game. The Black Stars is so hungry. It is not the platform for players who have lost form to rejuvenate and revive their careers. Baba Rahman is good, but what we see is not the standard to win us laurels. Therefore, those doing his bidding must come again. If we want the love to come back, the handlers must use players fit enough to undertake the task. The favoritism and the rumors we hear about player selection must cease, and we, those who are capable, must be wise to use them. Period. Okay, thank you very much, Charles Benoni Okine, for that message there. Okay, so it just looks like whatever happens, the conversation will continue until maybe we go and we put up some performances which Baba Rahman is part of, and we score some goals and we win or something. Perception is sometimes very difficult to clear.
Yeah, like he said, and I don't think that's why I said that a coach will not put a player that he know at the end of the day is going to lose the game. Coach want to put a player at the end of the day he want to win the game. You understand? No coach in this world will put a player that, oh, I want to win, so play and we lose. It's impossible, But I also think that everybody have bad days. If Baba has a bad day, that doesn't mean he's a bad player. That's why I'm saying that what we need at the moment is that we have to, this is the time that we have to start speaking good words to these players, encourage them, motivate them. Even we know sometimes you cannot play the way we Ghanaians we want, but let's try. it will come. Keep on doing it.
Jordan, you've played with Jordan Ayew. Jordan Ayew is one who's also been at the receiving end of a lot of criticism a lot of the time. He won the Player of the Month for his club, in the last week, and he had to lead the team. How do you assess his output on the day? Leading the Black Stars team and all of that.
I think he's the second oldest player in the team. If Dede is not playing,
so he recorded his 91st cap on Thursday.
Yeah, I think if Thomas was there, he would not be the captain of the team. But Thomas is not there. You need somebody who have been in the team for long, somebody who can push the players, motivate them on the pitch, and he's one of them. And he did it. Once they have qualified, he was the captain of the day. So for him to also manage to play such big role like this, I think for me, in my opinion, he has done well. So he is a player that a lot of Ghanaians doesn't understand him. When he played there, he's different player. But when he come back, he's also player that everybody start talking about. Oh, he's not playing well. He doesn't want to play for Ghana. When he go there, he runs, he tackle. Even some of matches in there, I saw him playing like a right back, but he played like a wing back. You understand? It's all about the players that you are playing with. This team that we have, they are young team. It will take a little bit time for them to understand each other very well. So I think that they will know each other very well. Then they can know what they have to do. I know that if I'm running, I cannot come and defend for me. When I'm running, like Iñaki, for instance, when I'm running, this is where I'm expecting you to put the ball. So I think it will take a little bit time for the team to gel. So I think we don't have to start putting fingers in the players that we have. This is what we have. So we have to motivate them for them to do good for us.
In a bit, we'll be talking about your experience in the Ghana Premier League, playing for Accra Hearts of Oak, how that experience has gone, and what you see happening. First of all, you have given a big endorsement to our Ghana Premier League, saying that it is the foundation based on which many great players have also made it in Europe. So we'll be talking about that in a bit. I mentioned earlier that we will be visiting the unfortunate case of what happened in Morocco, specifically around the city of Marrakesh, where hundreds of people have lost their lives as a result of a natural disaster, an earthquake. And of course, talking about earthquakes, we all do know that as a nation we hit a very, very sour note when we lost our dear beloved Christian Attoh, who was who was the player of the tournament at the 2015 edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. Let's get on the line and speak to Gary Alsmith, who's been monitoring the situation and has some updates and some thoughts to share with us, especially on the effect that this will have on football. Gary, thank you for your time. The last two editions of the CAF Champions League was won by a Moroccan club, and also Morocco in itself has been a big pillar for Africa, especially when it comes to the last FIFA World Cup, finishing fourth, the best performance by an African team. This becomes a problem for all of us, a problem for all of us, and for the general football community, isn't it?
Well, yes. Good afternoon, Nathaniel. Good afternoon, Samuel. I've been monitoring, and from the sport angle, like you said, Morocco has been pumping a lot of resources into sporting infrastructure. So obviously, that's the first thing that you are looking at, apart from the people who are there. So, like you said, more than 800 people have died, more than 672 injured around Marrakesh, in the old city as well. Now, in terms of the major sporting infrastructure, nothing much has been reported as having been affected, because most of the people who have died, per the reports, are in the mountainous areas that are about 70 to 80 kilometers away from, or 60 to 80 kilometers away from Marrakesh. So, what is being a concern, if I should say, is the fact that this is the deadliest tremor they have had since 1960. Obviously, and something like this is likely to have aftershocks. They don't know how it can, affect some of the sporting facilities as well. But as to some of the things that have been planned that could be disrupted in the sporting sense, there are a few North African championships for netball that will be held in Morocco. In terms of volleyball, there's also something that will be done in the city of Rabat. That's the capital, obviously. And so Casablanca also has a couple of high-profile football matches in the league that are supposed to be held there. Then, of course, there's always the issue of the African club competitions that are due to resume in the next week or two. For the Moroccan national team, they were due to have an international friendly, but it's not in Morocco, so that would not be directly affected. However, though, all around the country, there have been tremors felt here and there. In fact, this morning I was monitoring and I saw that the Spanish TV station RTVE said that as far as in southern Spain, areas of Andalusia and Huelva, they had tremors from the the natural phenomenon as well. So these are some of the ways that it's been directly impacted. I mean, outside of sports, but closely linked to this is that next month in August, as some of our listeners may know, there's due to be an IMF meeting, in Marrakesh as well. Marrakesh, as you may know, has been heavily marketed as what they call a conference destination, for events and conferences and stuff like that. So if you go onto the internet and you type Marrakesh conferences, like literally every week there's something happening there and in the rest of Morocco. So the last time I checked, Morocco is currently in the top 3 of conference destinations and executive retreat in Africa at the moment, together with Rwanda and South Africa. South Africa was the undisputed leader only 10 years ago. Right?
Rwanda has made very big inroads, of course.
Yes. Yeah. Rwanda are making very big inroads, especially in the area of sports tourism.
Sure.
Rwanda have moved, tremendously several places, and they are currently in the top 3 as well. But for Morocco, it's a big deal for them because they market themselves as, the bridge to. So if you look at all the communication, a lot of the communication has come from Europe. Because, as you know, Morocco is not exactly a member of the EU, but they are what they call an associate member. So, for example, the EU airspace is available to Morocco and vice versa. So planes that fly out of the EU, southern Spain, Portugal, can use the Moroccan airspace, and the rules are less relaxed, or they are more relaxed, than in the rest of the neighboring region. Also, that's a result of the frequent migration of people from northern Morocco, into southern Spain and
Sure.
things like that. So this is basically the overview of how it's looking to affect sports. And some of our friends who have been talking to us on Joy Sports over the years, we're checking up on them, and they said, most of them spent the night outside, because they weren't sure about the possible existence of aftershocks and things like that. So condolences to the people who have passed. About 800 of them, we understand. A lot of the football teams are also taking precautions. They are not using the mountainous areas because, like I said, most of the damage and the people who have died have come from the foothills of these mountainous areas. So they are using alternate routes, like the football teams that have matches in the other provinces and regions of Morocco, or they are going by air. They've changed plans and they are going by air as well. So this is the overview.
Very well. Gary, we're very grateful. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Do remember as well that the Moroccan Paralympic team are also here participating in various disciplines, including amputee football, and we'll be updating you on the situation with the results and how it's looking, on the leaderboard for medals for the first edition of the African Paralympic Games hosted by Ghana. Samuel Inkum is my guest here in the studio. We've been talking about some very key points when it comes to the Black Stars, and some key conversations that have come up after the Black Stars qualified for the World Cup for the Africa Cup of Nations in
the Cote d'Ivoire, and of course, I would want to qualify for the World Cup in the US, Canada, and Mexico. We really would want to qualify. I mean, Samuel Nkrumah has played football in the US before. He knows the terrain and knows the level of organization and infrastructure. That will be for another day. But I'd want us to focus, Samuel, on the Ghana Premier League. You took a decision to come and play for Accra Hearts of Oak. What informed it?
Before I was coming, I said to myself that it's the same. I keep on even answering this question several times. It's the same platform that made me Samuel Nkrumah today. So I said to myself that I will come back and play in Ghana League. So I said I want to come and play.
But, well, I've heard you say this before, but reason why I'm asking this is, more on the sentimental end, because your umbilical cord is tied more to the Porcupine Warriors, as I say to Kotoko. So what happened? I'm wondering.
Yeah, I think you know what happened. Yes, I came because of Asante Kotoko.
Sure.
Okay, and I received offer from Kumasi Asante Kotoko. That's why I came. But when I came, it was a little bit misunderstanding. We couldn't make the deal happen. Then I moved to Accra Hearts of Oak. When I went to Accra, so I think I spoke to Sule. I went to train. I had also we were having a.
You're talking about Sule Muntari.
Sule Muntari, I'm talking about. And also we were having one program in I think Boliga with Happy Man. He was doing something for like a charity, And we went there. It was Dombote also on board. Coach Tanko was there. Coach Sam Obodu was also there. So we had a conversation there that okay, come and play. I said okay, why not? So I spoke to Sule. He's my playmate, and I also want to know what is there. And he said okay, come over. So he also spoke to the coach, and at the end of the day, I started training with them. When I started training with them, the first day I went to the training, it was different atmosphere. I went there.
What made the training different? What was it different about the atmosphere?
I went there to train.
Okay.
But when I get there, the feeling was different.
Okay.
Like come and play. Like everybody was so happy, was so excited to see me at the training grounds. So I also said okay, because we couldn't make the deal to Asante Kotoko, and okay, let me play for Accra Hearts of Oak. Then we started talking to each other. Then we came an agreement. Then
I see. I see. Different atmosphere and all of that.
Yeah.
But obviously settling in was not much of a problem.
It was not a problem because Sule was there. I know him. He also understands me. He's a huge player. So there's not big problem. But
tell me about the bonding with your home-based teammates. You are a big player. You've been out there in Europe. Obviously, that big tag, you come in there with that big tag and all of that, and sometimes these young folks can even get intimidated by your presence in the camp. How did you manage to gel well and settle in at Accra Hearts of Oak with these players who are looking for the kinds of opportunities that you have already had?
I think when I joined them, they also welcome me very well. I mean, they know what I can also bring on the table. So I started talking to them. The moment I started training, I started talking to some of the players. I spoke to Awako, I spoke to the captain of the team, Fatao, Muhammad Alas.
You were with Awako back in 2009?
Yeah. Because I want us to have a team, not individual.
Yeah.
We want to keep the team spirit as well. So I started talking to them that, hey, listen, this is the kind of job that we have chosen. We don't have any job apart from football. So we have to show commitment. We have to be disciplined. We have to have the ambition that this is what we want to do. After I've seen it all there, for me to also tell them that this is what you can also do so that when you go out there, you will feel it. You'll be comfortable. You'll be like, okay, I have arrived. You understand? So this is kind of stuff that when I went there, we've been sharing together. Sule always call the team, talk to the team, motivate the team. This is what you are doing is wrong. That is what you are. He try, to let them know that, listen, before you go out there, it's not easy that the way me and you will watch on TV. You have to put extra work, extra hard work, So yes, when I joined them, because of how they received me there, I feel like, okay, I'm feeling at home.
Great.
Yeah. So
tell me about the Samuel Boedu, Muntari, yourself triangle. I'm talking about that on the basis of conversations around technical men, their competencies, their the way they deliver, as against somebody who's trained, maybe has a UEFA license. There's even the conversation about what is embedded within the curriculum for the UEFA license A as against a CAF license A for coaching. That is also for another day. But generally, how would you describe the working relationship that you had with Samuel Boedu, the working relationship between Sule and Samuel Boedu, and the general collaboration to make this work?
I think Boedu, for instance, is a coach that when you talk to him, he listens. When you see that things are not going good and you call him and say, coach, I think that we should have done this way or that way, he listened. So I didn't have any problem with him. Sule didn't have any problem with him as well, because at the end of the day, we wanted to achieve on one goal.
Yeah.
How the team will perform. That's the most important thing. And me coming on board, Sule coming on board, we are not bigger than Accra House of Folk. No player is bigger than a team. You understand? So for us to also respect the team in the first place and try to do something for the team and the fans, that's the most important thing that the team is looking for, or the fans are looking for. You understand what I mean? When we came, we met also the board members, perfect board members, that they also want the love for the team. They want the team to progress. I'm talking about His Royal Highness Toboy Afede, the 14. He always want to help the team to get to where he think that the team's supposed to be in the high level. He tried to do everything. He tried to motivate the team. He talked to the players. He called them individual. This is the kind of person that I also came and I met, and I saw that, okay, he has the passion for the game. The board itself is also Dr. Nyawo Tamakro, one of the person that me and you know what he has done in terms of football in Ghana. So this is the kind of board that I met. Odote, Alaji Akambi, Honorable Odote, Alaji Akambi, and some of the management as well. I think they were, when I was there, they were behaving like the way I wanted to see. At the end of the day, I know sometimes we will not be in a perfect, sometimes we cannot understand each other. Sometimes it happens, but that doesn't mean that they are not doing their job. So I was happy I was happy to join the lovely family, which is Phobia. And now that the contract is ended, I just say a big thank to them, the board chairman himself, the management, the fans who play a major role when I came to Accra House of Folk.
Were you was any conversation extended to possibly see you renew the contract, play a little longer?
I think I sent the message to the board chairman myself. Okay. I text him that I want, after this ending of my contract, I don't want to play anymore. You understand? Even I know he feels so, but up to now he couldn't even reply. I know how he feels. Yeah. But at the end of the day, this is what I think that I can bring on board, and I've done. So I'm also giving the young players to also continue. So that was my decision.
We'll be doing some more here with Samuel Nkum. We'll also activate the phone line very shortly, but what is important now is that you keep your messages coming in. Remember, it's 055 11 997. 055 11 997. And talk about Accra Hearts of Oak. Big greetings to Mr. Frank Nelson in Wokolo, a board member of Accra Hearts of Oak. We probably may be getting his thoughts on the show very shortly. Let me do these messages. And this one is from Eugene Odami. Eugene says, Jordan Ayew keeps holding on to the ball unnecessarily and doesn't release the ball in time and accurately to other strikers. How many assists has he recorded even if he doesn't score? He hardly falls back to help the fullbacks and would be asking and he would be walking most of the times in the match. As a captain last Thursday, he played as if nothing was at stake. Okay, so this, Eugene, is your assessment. Okay, well, let me do a few more. Every country in the world is developing their sports except Ghana. Whom did you win against? The moment we face a good side, we will struggle. We can't be experiencing the same old story for decades and expect me to be okay. From the sports ministry to the FA, all are part of the problem. You can polish it all you want and can dwell on past glories all you want, and that will not defeat the fact that your sports is not properly managed and is not working. This is from Nana Kwesi. Nana Kwesi, thanks for your message. Hi Nat, comments Sami is making about his colleagues. Baba Rahman is a very good player. He's still young and the natural left back player we have. Let's have some patience for him, but don't forget that we have won the match. That's the most important one. God bless the whole team. This is from Richard in Adenta. Hi Nathaniel, you can't talk football in Europe without talking about Spain, where I reside now. Soccer in Spain starts from around age 5 and 6 years, and they groom them till they reach the senior level. In case you want to count on quality at the senior level, this current team can't achieve much for Ghana. If we want results, we must start from the bottom, and this is an investment which calls for the state. K from Spain sent this message. All right, thank you for all of the messages. In a few moments as well, we will activate the phone line so that you can join us with your messages as well. And how crucial it is. You know, month of September is very crucial for everybody. It's the back to school month. People go to school for the first time and all of that. Yeah, you know, I'm very excited this month. You know, my 1-year-old son is going to school. Sabo, long way to go, man. Sabo, you've been there already, so you know, yeah. You know, one of my daughters is also celebrating her birthday this month. My mother celebrated her birthday. My brother celebrated her birthday. Today is my auntie Florence Ajay's birthday as well. She listens to me on the show, and I'd like to give her a big shout, you know. And to do all of these things, to do these celebrations, to pay your school fees and get things going, you need some cash. And you know, people are winning the cash big time. You know, Mula is the thing. People are winning the Mula big time. So you have to be ready to be part of these several winners who are winning the good cash. So Game Park Limited, the newest lottery operator in Ghana, is bringing you a Pick 4 game. This is the name of the game, Pick 4. So pick your mobile phones and dial star 946 hash on all networks. Okay, so I hope you're doing that now. Star 946 hash on all networks and select 4 numbers from 0 to 9. You can also play on the website via www.gameparkgames.com. And Android users can also download the app from the website. It's www.gameparkgames.com. Watch the live draws on Adum TV at 9 a.m., midday, and 6 p.m. daily. Okay, so you may have missed the 9 a.m., you may have missed the midday, but at 6 p.m., make sure you don't miss it. It's Monday to Sunday. So let's play this game and cash out on some good moolah. Charlie, Game Park Games. More moolah, more power. The game is regulated by the National Lottery Authority. It's not for persons under the age of 18. You have to remember that all the time. Still here on the Joy Sports Link on Joy 99.7 FM, and it's almost half past 1 p.m. 30 minutes to wrap up the show. In fact, it's like 26 minutes to wrap up the show, and so we'll try our best to cover as much as we can here with Samuel Inkum, the man who's been to the World Cup, been to the Nations Cup, won the Under-20 World Cup for Ghana, and played for the two biggest clubs in Ghana as well. Very, very important statistics. Samuel, we have to go forward. We talk about preparing the team. We talk about, and you hear some of these comments that come from the fans. I mean, they are focusing heavily on individual players and do not even care about the technical aspect of the game that you are focusing on. For instance, when you're doing the analysis you've done about Jordan, about Inaki and all of that. I mean, it's technical. Baba Rahman, it's technical. But the fans just want to see beautiful football and the scoring of goals, irrespective of the situation.
Yes, that is what I said. The fans, they don't want to see anything. They just want to see the team winning. But that is why I was saying that now football have changed to the extent that you have to listen to instructions on the pitch. That is why you have to be disciplined on the pitch. We can see different way that why Jordan is doing that, why Baba Rahman is doing that, why Niaki. At the end of the day, I think this instructions is coming from the technical team. So this is where you don't expect the fans to look at that side. You understand? Because that is not his job. The job for him, he has paid to watch a beautiful football and also see the team winning. So I think that is why sometimes the coach have to have the press conference to also let them know that is what we wanted to do, that is our game plan. So then they will also understand that we went to the game on this basis. You understand what I mean, my brother? So I don't blame the fans. They want to win, they want to see good football. But what I need from them now, we just have to stop this negative stuff. It will never help the team. Don't forget that we want to win this AFCON. If you say this kind of stuff to, maybe today you are talking to Inkum, or today you are talking to Baba Rahman, or today you are talking to Iniaki. The fellow colleague also would, okay, if I also do the same thing, they will also talk about me. So something that he have to do for the team, he will not do it. Because he think that, okay, if I do and it got wrong, maybe there will be a lot of bashing. But this is the place that we need for them to do what they have to do. They have to sacrifice. And sacrificing is not easy. You understand what I mean? So this is the time we have to stand on their back. We have to push them. We have to, even though if you want to say something, say it in such a way that he can also say, it's true, I have to work on this for myself. You understand? So I'm begging them. What I need from them is that we have to have patience. The coach is building the team as well. We want to win AFCON, so we need to be one. This is what I want to say.
Well, we want to win the AFCON, so we need to be one. I don't know what your thoughts are. Would be doing a quick turnaround on the grounds at the African Paralympic Games, which is ongoing. And at the moment, we'll just get on the phone line and have a quick conversation with the tournament director, Henry Labi. He's been doing a lot of monitoring. He's been doing a lot of work and coordinating a lot of teams at various venues to ensure the fluidity and the solid organization. Henry, thank you very much for joining us on the Joy Sports Link.
Thank you, sir.
Well, we had a good opening ceremony, sent a very big message to the rest of Africa and the rest of the world. We have around 22 countries participating in this maiden edition. For you, how has it gone? I mean, let's talk about your role especially, and coordinating with all of these heads from liaisons and all of that from these various teams over these past few days since the tournament started?
Well, noted. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I think we are very grateful for a very good tournament. We started really with some challenges, but however, we've overcome these challenges and we are having a very successful event. Currently, I am the tournament director for wheelchair tennis, which is taking place at Accra Sports Stadium tennis court. However, I have some information from the other sporting disciplines, that is wheelchair, basketball, and then also amputee football.
Yes, please go ahead with it. Yeah.
Yes. So for the wheelchair tennis, we started on the 5th of September, and as of today, we are currently playing the finals of the doubles men's tournament. We also had the finals of the female or women's doubles, and then we had Morocco beating Kenya for the first prize, and then currently the match between South Africa and Morocco is ongoing. South Africa has beaten Morocco for the first set, and they are in the second set now, where South Africa is leading by 2-1. So it's ongoing now. We hope to have the final of the singles tournament, which is the creme de la creme, and with that one is the qualification to Paris Paralympic Games 2024. The winner of the single of the men's division will be going to represent Africa at the Paris 2024 Paralympic Games, and the winner of the women's singles tournament, which is will also represent Africa at the Paris Paralympics. The beauty of it is this: the men's singles, we have both players coming from South Africa. So South Africa has booked a place in Paris, but now they need to determine who represent the country. The same with the women's singles. It is an all Morocco final. So Morocco has also booked their place in Paris 2024, and they are going to determine who represents Morocco at the games.
Now, what about Ghana and our showing so far? Away from results, what would you say about potential and what these performances we are putting up indicates to us going into the future for subsequent editions of the African Paralympic Games?
Yeah, so with this event was a ice-breaking event for Africa, and then I think with all the challenges we went through, we wanted to break this event because so far so good. Africa has never organized such an event to have all para athletes converging at one place to participate in para sports. So this is an icebreaker that has gotten people to say that yes, Africans can do it. And I think the IF, the International Federations, and then also the International Paralympic Committee have now seen that yes, the African countries can organize their own tournaments. So we are hoping that Ghana will be given the opportunity to host the next African Para Games again. And I'm sure that by then we would have all the infrastructure, because we were relying on the infrastructure for the All African Games, which are not ready now. But we hope that the next time we're going to organize any of such events, this infrastructure will be available for us to have a very smooth event. And also we're going to increase the number of disciplines. This discipline we're supposed to have about 7 disciplines, and because of the lack of facilities, we ended up being only 3 disciplines.
I see. Well, we're looking forward to the wrap up. But for you, what is one very key positive that you are drawing out of the organization of the Paralympic Games?
One positive thing I'm saying is that, for example, our national teams, that is the wheelchair tennis, wheelchair basketball, and amputee football, for over the years have never participated in international tournaments like this before. For example, the wheelchair tennis players, we had 3 wins out of 4 games, and they earned 45 points each for those matches. And so they are going to be found on the ranking level of the ITF going forward, which also gives them the opportunity to end by part-time qualification, even though probably they might not be qualified by qualification points to the Paralympic Games. With the basketball, they've been off the radar for almost 7 years now, and them participating in this event has brought back that glory that they need as wheelchair tennis basketball players. So the amputee football, for example, with all the legal issues going on in Ghana, and with them putting that behind them and coming together as a force, I'm sure has given the government or anybody who probably might be in litigation about amputee football that yes, let's put these things aside and let's forge and make Ghana proud. Because as I'm saying, the amputee team will be playing their semi-finals this morning, so that tomorrow this evening, so that tomorrow, if they qualify, they will be playing in the final. And I'm sure if they win, they will be the only team that can win gold for Ghana during this event.
Henry, thank you so much. We're very grateful for these updates. It's at least heartwarming to note that Morocco, Team Morocco, are doing well in some of the disciplines. That's pretty good to hear, considering all the troubles that they're having back at home after that natural disaster. Thank you so much, Henry Labi, tournament director from the African Paralympic Games happening at various venues here in Ghana. This is the very first edition. It's the historic feat for Ghana, and we're looking forward to seeing even better organized in the future. He's mentioned that we can also bid for another one, so that we do 2 in succession, and that sure will be great, but obviously would have to improve on the infrastructure. Samuel, we're talking about going forward, okay, moving forward and making this happen. I'd want you to take us back into 2010 when you, as a young player, inexperienced on that terrain, going there to play at the Africa Cup of Nations and going all the way to the final. Take us back to that day when the Black Stars played Egypt. Tell me about it.
I think it was a dream for every player to win. Those who went there to win cup for Ghana, that is our motive going to that tournament, and we did everything that we can to win it, but it didn't happen.
Were you in any way caught up in any form of pressure, jitters? Because look, this is Egypt you are going to play. Egypt is still the most achieved side. At the time, they were still the most achieved side on the stage of the Africa Cup of Nations.
Yeah, there was a lot of pressure. Trust me, there was a lot of Ghana alone, you know what is happening. They want the cup. They want it bad. Up to now, they want it so bad. So that is why I don't also blame some of the fans saying a lot of stuff to some of the players. I don't blame them, because they can't wait to take African Cup. We had a chance to go to the final, but we couldn't take the cup, So it was not easy to play that tournament, Egypt, I think that they have played for a long time. I mean, the national team, they have played together for a very long time.
That squad that you met in 2010.
And some of the players were also playing in their local league. So in general, he speaks that the league itself is good. There were, I think, few players that they were playing in Germany, one or two.
Sure.
Not too much, but the rest of them were playing in their local league. So they understand each other. You can see the bond when we were playing, the talking, how they know each other very well. We wanted to break it, but at the end of the day, that is football. We couldn't. That is why I want this generation to win it, and I have confidence in them. Only that what they need from us.
There are a few people who will be stubborn in their thinking and in their ways to say that you guys are forgetting, Samuel Nkrumah, are forgetting something. By the time you got to the AFCON, you had won, you had won the African Championship, African Youth Championship, you had won the World Cup, so you had grounding. You had played 2 major tournaments with your set of players. But these guys have been picked from various places and have been put together. It's different.
It's different. You are right. That's what I'm saying, that they need time. They need time to know each other.
Well, in September, the tournament is
it doesn't
in
mean
January.
It doesn't mean that they need all the time in the world. But we also have to understand them. I think they also want to win for us.
Yeah.
They also want to do something for our lovely motherland. You understand what I mean? So we have to push them. We have to encourage them. And I believe in this squad that, because there's a bunch of talent, bunch of potential in this squad. If we take our time and build it well, it will be like 2010 that you are talking about. We'll get Michael Essien, we'll get Samuel Sekufo, we'll get Tony Baf, we'll get Sule Mutari, we'll get Samuel Jan, Stephen Appiah. From this squad, this career squad, if we take our time and build it well, we are pushing them, it's good. but we shouldn't push them too much.
We're pushing them is good, but let's not push them too hard. The words of Samuel Nkum here on the Joy Sports Link on Joy 99.7 FM. Okay, so let's get your thoughts. You know, I know some of you are itching to get on the lines to articulate your thoughts. Let's do that now. So remember, it's 0302 216541, 0302 216541, or +233 30 221 6541. Also, it's 055 1111997, 055 1111997. Let's get talking. Talking. All right. So, Ghana Premier League soon. You know, action will be starting. You know, we're reactivating the Ghana Premier League this month, in the month of September. Personally, what are your expectations as we go into another new season? I mean, you have been part of it in the past season. I mean, the general look and feel. You have tasted both ends of it. You started here, you went out there to where the world sees as the standard, and you're back here.
I think all the clubs are doing well. I've been following a couple of clubs, the preseason games that they have been playing. I went to Accra House of Folk to watch 2 games. I went to Samates to see some games. I've been watching Kotoko games from afar. I've not been there also. I think all the teams are doing very well. I think I have to be very honest to you this afternoon. I can never choose a team that will win this Premier League.
Okay. Is a difficult
it's a
prediction
difficult
to make?
because you can see the preparation itself is telling you what they are doing, but I just want them to also know that they have to, when the league starts, they have to make this league beautiful, because the fans this time around, the fans are ready to come to the stadium. They want to come and witness good football. They want to see beautiful football. That is the kind of preaching I think me and you are preaching to the fans, for them to come to the stadium, because this is what we have. You know, they have to come there, and also they have to enjoy it. So that is why we're telling the clubs that they have to behave as professionals. They have to improve their game plan and everything. They have
you're saying that since you returned, you're happy with what you see when it comes to general organization by these clubs and how they've laid structures. You're happy with what you see? Are there any areas where you feel we want to improve? We have been big on the conversation on infrastructure for a while. Internal infrastructure for the clubs, especially Hearts and Kotoko, because every other time the conversation starts and ends with them, because they have the bigger history, they have the bigger brands, and but some of the smaller clubs are also doing quite amazing. I mean, you look at small clubs like in Swatrema, Samatex and all of that, who have come into the Premier League, and you look at the structures, the physical structures that they have, the infrastructure, and it's amazing.
It's beautiful, brother. Trust me. Yes, some of the clubs, I've spoken to them personally, because we want also sponsorship to come on board. I don't want to speak this on air, because we need them to change our game. So I think House of Folk, look what they are doing, amazing. Kotoko itself, they are doing something amazing. They have also started, doing something that it will also help the club to develop. They are putting proper infrastructure there. House of Folk have beautiful facility. That's why I said the Tobo Afede, the 14, is doing an amazing job. So this is what we want to see in Chairman itself. The pitch is very good. When you go to Samates, it's green. We want to see them like that. That would tell us the beauty in our game. The beautiful game will start on what the pitch that we will have. If you have a big beautiful pitch, the players will bring everything. I know, I've been in the game and I know what they can do. We have the talent, but we are looking for a good pitch to also, this kind of good football. Everybody will enjoy in the stadium. But when you have a pitch that is not good, it's difficult for you to enjoy the game. So I think this time around is going to be something beautiful.
Samuel Nkum, my guest here on the Joy Sports Link, as we get into the final leg of the show. It's time to cross over to Dakar, Senegal, where Ghana's Black Bombers and the Black Hitters are looking for opportunities and slots, as many of them as possible, for the next Olympic Games in France. Ghana has 4 boxing medals in its sporting history, the highest number by any sport since Ghana started participating in the Olympic Games. Charles Jojo Efson is the spokesperson for the Ghana Boxing Federation, under whom we have the 2 national teams. I'm talking about the Black Bombers for the males and the Black Hitters, the females. Jojo, is there anything good to report, as at least 2 of our boxers have fought?
Yes, Nat, it's a misfortune of results. Ghana has so far had 2 bouts out of the 7 scheduled for the day. We lost 1 and won 1. It all started with Janet Attoh, the flyweight, 50 kilograms in women's featherweight division. She won against her Swaziland opponent, as qualified, to the quarterfinal stage. Then second on the day for Ghana was Afrekote, not related to the late Afrekote in any way.
The former boxing world champion, yes.
So he also came in against his much experienced Mozambican opponent and lost on point to him. Now it's about starting with Sejima, the sensational French. He is coming in to fight a Senegalese opponent, and within the next 2 minutes they should be mounting the ring in Dakar Arena here.
Wow, interesting stuff there. Well, we're hoping that all goes well. So what will be the schedule for tomorrow as well?
For tomorrow, the prelims continue. The prelims continue. Janet Attoh actually have qualified to the next stage. We'll be fighting an opponent, and I think I will update you in that regard. Joseph Comey will also be fighting tomorrow, and others will be fighting their preliminary fights up to Monday. Tuesday is a break day. Wednesday, then we continue. Dr. Onela will be fighting from the quarterfinal straight on Wednesday.
I see. Okay. And we're told that Dr. Onela Sathud's trainer has also joined in the camp from the US, right?
Yes, Derek Jones is with us. It will be a privilege if on Monday morning on your sports link at the team hotel, I will let you speak with him as he take her through and prepare her. Onela does not understand why she should be doing so well in the US, but when she comes to Ghana, she has not made the needed impact. Don't forget, she won Ghana's first ever female medal, bronze, in the last edition of the Olympics qualifiers in Dakar here. So the coach is bent on qualifying her, and she has so far had a good draw, because the number 1 and number 2 are going to sludge it out at the quarterfinal stage before perhaps Onela could meet them if she's able to go to the finals.
Very well, very well. Okay, so we'll be taking some updates before we wrap the show on Seth Jima, who's also known as Freezy McBones. He's in the heavyweight category. All right, thank you very much, Charles.
Light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight, I beg your pardon. Yes, sure.
So right. I will update you. So within the next listeners should keep listening. Within the next 10 minutes, I will update your network on the outcome of Freezy's fight with his Senegalese opponent.
Thank you. Let's see how it goes. Thank you so much. Very tough start as well, because Seth Jima, also known as Freezy McBones, will be starting off with a home-based boxer, and I'm sure that the home fans will be will be out there for their boxer. But from a Ghanaian perspective, you would want to win. You'd want to encourage Seth Jima and hope that he does well in the light heavyweight category. Now, the heavier weights is an area where Ghana has not necessarily excelled or made massive impact, both at the level of the amateur sport and the professional sport, and it will be a great thing or refreshing if Seth Jima is able to make some inroads here. Remember, it's 0302-216-541, 0302-216-541, and 055-1111-997, 055-1111-997. Get through to us, and you articulate your thoughts as well about the Black Stars and the way forward. Somehow, let's also look around the continent a bit. In the scheme of things as well, you have Team Morocco once again will have to put the radar on Morocco, who performed greatly and brought Africa great pride, and they will be one of the key teams to look out for when the roll call is said at the next Nations Cup.
Yes, it's very unfortunate that this stuff is happening to them. It's very sad, and I think the whole country itself is feeling for them. I think we have to keep on praying for the country itself.
Sure.
Then I know they made us proud,
at the World Cup.
Everybody was supporting them. They have a good team. They have a good team. They are a team that they can prove a lot of stubborn. I mean, on the pitch, this AFCON that we are going to play in Ivory Coast, they have better squad, and they have a team that they understand each other very well. So that's why I'm saying that we have a lot to do. We have to win it, and I have believed that we'll win it, but it will not come the way I'm talking about.
Interestingly, Cote d'Ivoire have been responsible for 2 out of the 3 finals that we lost since that time.
Yeah.
The finals that we lost at the Africa Cup of Nations
against Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to know there's a big boys are going to this tournament. Ghana, we believe in ourselves. We know what we can do in terms of football. So, but we have to do extra.
Let's get on the phone line and have a conversation with Mr. Frank Nelson in Wokolo. He is a board member of Accra Hearts Vogue. He's got thoughts to share with us, on the Black Stars and other subjects we're discussing today. Oga in Wokolo, thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much, Nat. It's my pleasure once more on your platform. And let me use this opportunity to say a very big thank you to Sam for availing himself to speak on this platform too, because it speaks volume hearing a player of that magnitude appearing and addressing issues of the national team. But my concern and worry, I always like to direct or attend to is the situation of vilification. Or vilifying a player. I'm just making special reference to Jordan Ayew, and I'm not a manager to Jordan, it's not a relation, but I think that we should be very cautious. We should tread cautiously, especially with the media who carry such messages. When a player is invited to the national team and then it doesn't go well for him and the supporters, everybody is vilifying him. And let me tell you what he can do negatively. Sometimes we apply for players to be released from their foreign clubs to play their national team. And then the same coaches overseas monitor the performance of their players, monitor the attitude and see the reality on ground that this player that I have released has been dismotivated by his own nationality. They don't have confidence with him. There are so many text messages, there are so many voices against this player. And then returning back to my club, where we spend so much money to have bought this player from a club B, then the player becomes underperforming player. It affects the players, it affects the team. Then brings that situation that we find coaches very reluctant to release our players back to the national team, because it is like when we bring them back. I'm speaking on that because the same thing happens to Thomas Partey and every other thing, whether they are begging injury or any other thing or any situation. Let's give them the chance. They have made the choice to come and play for their nation, and I think we should be able to appreciate them. I don't think it is too good that the media should give that platform for people to have that vilification on players that they have forgone their commercial viability, because they are all products, and I can decide to sell myself and make my money and decide to ignore my nation. But they have decided that no, my nation is very important. So I think we should be all tread cautiously the way we carry this vilification, because it discourages the players. It doesn't give them the motivation. Jordan, for us, we just said in Crystal Palace, best player of the month. What does that speak to? Where do we apply ourselves? Where do we get our lessons from? We get our lessons from EPL and every other thing. And if a society of that data can make a player the best player of the month, and then one invitation to his national team, then it's all about vilification. Is about insult and every other thing. How do you think the player will feel when you call him for the next time, or the manager to release such a player? So they think that we have motivated the player, he's going back to his country again. That's a very bad comment on the same player we have called the best player of the month for our club. in England, everybody knows what football is all about. So what I'm just saying is that it's not that we should not criticize players. It is not that we should not advise players. We should take time and look at it that these players are equally making a lot of sacrifices. And I think Thomas and Jordan has received this backlash so much, and the income can be a testimony to that, what that can do to a player. So I think let's be cautious. That's why I'm calling in to see how we can find a way to manage this situation. But on that note, I want to end my contribution and then to say a big congratulations to our national team, at least for qualifying us to Cote d'Ivoire 2024. It's a good thing. We'll take it from there and then see how we'll go. That's why I called him. Nat.
Grateful for the time and the comments. We're very grateful for the thoughts as well. And we're looking forward. You know, we have to drive to Abidjan. We don't have to fly. All right, so unfortunately we are running out of time, so we may we will not be able to pick up some of the calls. So let's see how all of it goes. But would take some final thoughts from you as we wrap all of this up in going forward and seeing what it would look like in Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah, Mr. Frank is somebody that I respect so much. I think he has made a great point here. And also, because of the love of the game, everybody want the team to perform very well. And my final thing that I will give it to the team, the Tenka team, the playing body, especially the fans as well. This is what we have. We have to motivate the players. We have to encourage them. Other than that, we will never expect what we want them to do. Whatever comes out from our mouth, we have to be very careful. We have to say, even though you know the players are not playing good, say something that the player himself will motivate himself to do more for our country. So please, I'm begging each and everyone to try. Let's support the team. Let's come together. Let's motivate the team together. And I believe that every course that we are going, we are bringing the cup.
Inkum, the man who's been there and seen it, he wants us to move one notch higher. He was in the final in 2010. He says, let's support the players and leave the rest to them to deliver. Thank you so much for being a part of this story here on the Joy Sports Link. The entertainment team are getting themselves ready. Joy Entertainment getting themselves ready to take us through between now and 6 p.m. with Showbiz A to Z. The most expensive DJ in town, the highest paid DJ in town, getting himself ready on his console. Kwame Dazi, the rest of the team also getting themselves ready. I'm going to check out. I'll be back same time next week with another Joy Sports Link. But of course, I'd like to say a big, super happy 50th to my big brother Tarasqua. We thanked God earlier today. We're going to continue thanking God, and this song is dedicated to you. And big greetings as well to Mrs. Irene Ayesu, who's the proprietress of Daddy Daycare in East Legon. Thank you so much for always doing the listening. Big shouts to you and your staff at Daddy Daycare in East Legon. Guys, thank you so much. This has been a conversation with Samuel Nkum. My name is Nathaniel Attoh, backed by the rest of the Joy Sports team. Coming up shortly will be the Joy Headline News at 2, and after that, DJ